like this industry is full of lots of easy tasks. Some of them you have to keep redoing, but most of them you don't have to keep redoing. You can do them one time. What's up, RSG? Long time. Some of them you can do one time, and then you can have a robot do it from there. Some of them you have to keep doing, and then some of them you have to keep doing, but it's like a I don't know. You don't have to keep doing them the hard way. And so, like, learning what's what. So, for example, let's say you have 20 phones a week. It's easy enough to go ahead and quote everyone individually the price. And it's easy enough to try to feel out each person to see, like, how low can you go. Well, if you're doing 200 phones a week, or let's say 80 phones a week, then you can't. So you need set prices that you go off of. And sure, sometimes per phone you might not make as much, but you'll also not lose your mind. So you have, for a 14 Pro Max, 128 gig carrier lock, you might just, your offer is $480. That's what your offer is. If you don't like it, you know, I'm probably just going to say thanks anyway. But you're not going to talk to that person and have all these long conversations and then see, like, okay, it looks like they need a little bit of crack money, so I'm going to offer you $300. You get $180 extra on that one deal, but you also run your life into the ground. And so other examples would be, you had those same 80 phones a week, and you are trying to see who's going to be the best buyer for them. And so you're having a price shop with all these different sellers. Well, you take all that, you compile it into one sheet, and you have all your different sellers on one sheet, and boom, you know who pays the best. And so it's like these 20 go here, these 40 go here, these other 20 go to this guy. And then it gets even crazier, because then you have 100 phones a week or 150 a week. Well, then you need to start dividing those up per who pays the best for that phone. But if you're just doing, like, if you're, I forgot my thought. But a lot of people, what they're doing is they're just sending them to the guy that's generally the best buyer. Well, at 80 phones a week, in that example, if you figure out who's the best buyer per the actual type of phone, whether it's like new, used, broken, let's just call it those three, new, used, broken, and you have a buyer for each one of those, and let's say you get 20 extra phone, dude, that's $1,600 a week, and that is the amount that you one day wished you would one day get to. And here you are making that as like extra income by being organized and being able to do these things. All these types of things you don't really necessarily think about until you get to those levels. Another example would be you're running around and getting deals. Well, at some point, 2, 3 deals, 4 deals a day, no big deal. When you start getting, let's say, 8, 10 a day, or 20 a day, well, then you have a really big deal. It is a problem, because how are you going to meet with 20 people a week? So then you have to have either runners or you have to have shops. And then these shops, though, are going to be blowing you up all day. So how do you deal with the fact that, you know, they don't know what the price is supposed to be? Well, you build a process, or you have some sort of process that you got to get to them. We have our own little app, and if they can't get in touch with me, which they shouldn't even need to get in touch with me, they know that, okay, I'll quote them $480, but this thing is grade C, so they click on the app and they get a new price and they offer them that. They don't need to talk to me. Can you imagine having to have like 20 of those conversations a day? It's not sustainable. It's not scalable. It's not going to work. So anyway, that's that topic. If you have any questions about that, just hit me up. Now, why I came out of retirement. So in the past few weeks, we got a fire under our ass, and we decided, what's up, Mohammed? Oh my God, what brings you to this call? We have a legend on this live. That's crazy. And it's not me. It's Muhammad Al-Ahmadi. What's up, dude? So anyway, we got into like the DB-ish kind of game, and so we're paying a lot higher and than we were in the past, and that opens you up to like just massive amounts of deals. And I didn't lay out the picture of what I was going to do on a napkin or anything before I did this. But as I've gone along, I've realized like there's more and more things that make sense, and things that I'll mention in a second that are very obvious. But one of them that just happened, I met up with a guy. I bought this 14 Pro Max. It's 1 terabyte, grade B, unlocked, and he had it for $950. I think I think I'll get like maybe, I don't know, 1,050 or something like that. And in the past, though, I probably would have passed on that deal because I'm like, you know, you get a little bit too bougie for it. You start realizing like, man, I'm making 100 a phone, now I'm making 150 a phone. I'm not even gonna like get out of bed for 80. Like anything under 100 just feels like a waste of time. But if I get this deal, the reason this is different is, let's say I was only gonna make 50 on that deal or 40 on that deal. This is the kind of guy that's been buying and selling ever since I started 3 years ago. So how many phones is he buying and selling a week? You know, let's say he's doing 20 a week, and I average $60 a phone. Just this one dude is going to be $1,200 a week in extra profit that I don't even have to get out of bed for, because I sure as heck ain't going to meet him probably ever again. But I want to establish that contact to, you know, just talk about business and say what's up, hang out for a second, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing store visits. Super painful. Never said it wasn't. Super painful. But when it works so good, and it's such a long-term, solid relationship that you will make more money from one shop than you probably made from any one person that you've ever done business with, unless that person is really, really killing it for you. And so each shop that you get like that ends up being sort of a residual income of sorts. They might hit you up here and there every day, every other day, whatever, and they have a phone, they ask you for a price. You tell them what it is, or you get them whatever your set price is periodically, and they just deduct from a balance, or they tell you what they owe. And at the end of the week or every other week, you just go and pick those phones up, or you have someone else go pick them up for you. And so I focus on things that only I can really, really do. Like I wouldn't want maybe somebody that works in my warehouse to be responsible for going into stores and trying to sell them. I might hire, and I do have a guy that's going with me and doing sales calls, right? Sales visits. But even then, like I have to put my boots on the ground to actually establish these things for us in our business. And what we're doing is we're creating a situation of like total market domination. And we're going to be doing anything from buying all their phones that they pass up on, or buying their phones in general, or a couple of stores we've talked to don't have a reliable wholesale supplier, which is crazy. You'd be surprised how much these stores don't know. 9 out of 10 of these stores, they're not in these groups. They're not really online all that much. They're just sort of like winging it, using Mobile Centrics to buy their parts and fixing stuff, and that's it. That's where they stop. They had a phone get blacklisted once, and they gave up on that game. And so when you come to them and you say, "I'll buy your phones," I don't go looking for trouble, but I will buy anything that's not blacklisted or iCloud locked. And I will never come back to you later saying, "Hey, this phone got blacklisted." You'll get the money you get, and that'll be that, and that'll be the end of it. And so you have a lot of value to add to these local markets. The hard part is that you have to go in multiple times to each store. You have to have an actual good conversation, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes they like all but throw your ass out, or they're just straight up in your face like, "No, I don't want to do this. I'm not interested at all. See you later." So dealing with that, either the thought of the pain from that or the actual pain of that will keep a lot of people out of the stores. And it's certainly slowed me down because I don't like getting rejected. I'm not used to it. I'm used to, I don't know, I'm just used to working online and smooth, easy relationships and low rejection possibilities. You know, if I try to buy a phone from another reseller online and he tells me no, I'm like 2 seconds later, I forget about it. But if I have to drive all the way across town just to have a guy tell me to kiss his ass, like that feels bad. And it's got a real cost. And there's other ways I could, in my head, that I think I could be making better money and better opportunities. Damn, I think I just crushed it, y'all. I got to run. I'm actually pulling up to a store right now to pick up some phones after meeting that other guy to get that 14 Pro Max. And I'm just wheeling and dealing, and it is a freaking blast. And so I just want to always share that with you guys and help you out any way I can. Peace.